Hi, my name's Brett, and I'm from Chattanooga, Tennessee. My favorite animal on the ranch is probably Loyal, our ranch dog. He always goes on runs with us, so whenever I started, getting in shape and trying to probably, improve in the fitness aspect, he was always there, and there'd be times where I'd just be out in prayer, and once I open my eyes, he's just always right there. He's such a good support dog, and I'm gonna miss him. Not only are you learning new things, you're learning patience, and you're witnessing God's majesty every day. Things that you probably didn't notice beforehand, like how soothing the wind is on a hot day, or just the sound of birds in the morning. Just small things that I didn't really notice, but now it's something I look forward to. Just wake up, see the sun come up, and just get ready for the day, and to know that I'm making progress not only in my life but to something other than myself. I've learned a lot from being surrounded by a bunch of guys, and in the end of the day, I came with 3 sisters, but I left with 8 brothers, and that experience made it more humbling to know that you're not alone. My life before Rockside it consisted of a lot of lonely time. I didn't really open up to people. Conversations bored me. I didn't put any effort into most relationships that I had, and that mindset put me into a deep depression, and I always blamed people for it. I always believed in God, but it was more of a fear factor. It was more of, I know you're there, but I'm gonna pretend I don't. And that in itself also sent me into a dark depression. Eventually I couldn't handle it anymore. I was stuck in my head. I was abusing drugs. I was just lost, and I found no hope in my life. I didn't know where I was gonna go or what I was gonna do. I felt trapped. So eventually I finally had got on my knees, tears running down my face, and prayed to God that something could show up, to get me out of this basement. And if this was me 2 months ago, I probably wouldn't have come. I would have thought it was something that wasn't worth my time. 8 months would have been wasted on me. But since that was right after I had prayed, I took it into consideration for a couple minutes, thought about it, and then that was all I needed, was those 2 or 3 minutes, and I just said yes. And about a week later, I was on a plane from Tennessee to California, and that was the best decision I've ever made in my life, because after these 8 months, I found that community is what I needed most. I blamed community. I separated myself from people, but I realized that the only thing that could bring me back were people and God Himself. I expected this place to be kind of like a mentorship, but it's not just that. It's like, it is a family. The Thompsons invited me into their family on their ranch, and it wasn't like they needed me. They didn't need me to scoop chicken poop. They didn't need me to help shear sheep or to feed dogs. What they wanted was me to come there and learn about God and Jesus and see just how much He can make a difference in my life. And it was so strange to me to be wanted by strangers, to be introduced by strangers, to have them approach me and say that they're thankful that I showed up even though I was a nobody. There are so many things that I was pulled into in Rockside that I never thought I would enjoy. I mean, I didn't think I'd be sober for this long. I hadn't been this sober since before I was 14 years old. And I thought that I had to be high or I had to be on something to enjoy just the small things in life. But Rockside had taught me that it is the small things that bring joy, and those small, mundane, day-to-day tasks end up becoming monumental moments for me, because it wasn't just, oh, I gotta cook breakfast for the guys. It's, I get to cook breakfast for the guys today. You know, what am I going to cook? What do you think what do I think they're going to like today? Or what should I do for them today? And I'm excited to be able to take that into life, to be able to say, oh, I get to do this instead of I have to do this. So on Saturdays, usually we go hiking or we go just do something adventurous with our lives. And being away from technology, social media, really allows you to be able to take in the presence of God and to be able to just enjoy being outside. Twice in my program here, we went to a place called Castle Crag, which is one of the hardest hikes I've been on in my life. And the first time I was here the first time I went was like a month into my program when I was completely out of shape and just not prepared. And I was miserable. Didn't get to the top, didn't want to. But a couple months later, actually a few months later, we went back, and this time I'm in such better spiritual shape, emotional, mental, physical shape, that I got to the top and I realized just how much I was missing out on by having that negative mindset that I couldn't do it or I didn't want to do it. And that taught me that, you know, hikes aren't just about getting to the destination, it's about the climb. And that climb is what makes it so memorable, knowing that it was a struggle, but at the end of the day, I got to the top. So after graduating here, I will hopefully finish my second year of community college, and then I plan to go to Biola University. I just want to continue focusing on the Lord, focusing on Jesus, but also getting a good degree. If you don't know what to do, or if you feel lost, or if you just feel like there is no point, I feel like that's enough to come out here. Because this isn't a day camp, this isn't a summer camp, this is a restoration program, and it's not easy to change your life. But these people make it possible. The people here, Craig, Jen, Chris, Scott, Nick, Ian, Abby, Kate, McKenna, everybody here. I didn't expect to be able to call a group of people from the other side of the country family, but they have been there for me whenever I needed it, whenever I needed it, wherever I needed it, however, they were there. And I promise you, that cell phone you're on, or that laptop, or that TV, or that Xbox, it's not gonna help you. It's a good distraction. It was for me, but you will learn so much being here about the glory of God and how even if you can't forgive yourself like I did, He will forgive you. He already has. So if you're debating it, don't debate. Just do it. Because if I would have thought about it any longer, I probably would have said no, and I would have missed out on the best opportunity in my life. And I'm so glad that I came here.